Visual impairment. The legal definition of visual impairment. The legal definition involves assessment of visual acuity and field of vision. It is used to determine whether or not an individual qualifies for legal benefits. The American Medical Association (AMA) proposed this definition in 1934. This definition is now accepted by the American Foundation for the Blind and the other blind associations in different countries. A legally blind person is said to be one who has visual acuity of 20 by 200 or less in the better eye, even with correction, or whose field of vision is so restricted that it subtends an angle of 20 degrees or less in the better eye after correction. Visual acuity is the ability of the eye to see distant objects clearly, which is determined with the help of standard chart. The visual acuity of 20 by 200 refers to the fact that what a blind person can see at 20 feet, a person with normal vision sees at 200 feet. Normal visual acuity is 20 by 200. A simple method of testing visual acuity is to see whether an individual can count fingers at 1 meter distance. If he cannot, he is blind. Similarly, the normal field of vision is 180 degrees in front of the eye. The field of vision of a blind person is restricted to 20 degrees or less in front of the eye. Normally, a man looking straight ahead can see the finger when it leaves the straight line stretching to the left and right of the eyes. When the peripheral vision of an individual is lost and his field of vision is so restricted he cannot see the finger when it leaves the front of the eye and stretches to the left or right side of the eye. He is also called legally blind. There are some individuals who are known as partially blind, partially sighted. The partially sighted are those whose visual acuity falls between 20 by 70 and 20 by 200 in the better eye even after correction. At times, the term low vision and partially sighted are used as synonyms, but it's wrong usage. Low vision is defined in terms of reduction in the clarity of vision, whereas partial sightedness is defined in terms of the distance to the Snellen chart for educational purpose. So this distinction is very important. Educational programs can differ for such cases. Educational functional definition of blindness. Many educators are disinterested in the legal and medical definition of blindness. Their argument is that visual acuity is not a very accurate predictor of how one will function or effectively use the remaining sight he has. A common misconception is that legally blind individuals have no sight, while a small percentage of the legally blind have absolutely no vision. The vast majority are able to see. Recognizing the limitations of the legal definition of blindness, partial sightedness, many have favored an educational definition. For educational purpose, blind are those who are so severely impaired that they must be taught to read by braille, while the partial sighted can read print by using magnifying glasses or books with large print. The present trend is to classify visual handicap in terms of visual performance as follows: normal or near normal vision, which means that the individual is able to perform all visual tasks adequately without special needs; low vision, which means that the individual is unable to perform visual tasks that require detailed vision; blindness, which means that without increased reliance on other senses, the individual is not able to perform tasks that normally requires gross vision. So blindness is a visible disability, and the low vision person or partially sighted person show certain symptoms which may be behavioral or physical in nature. Totally blind person has a variety of symbols: cane, thick or darkened glass, guide, etc. Whereas partially sighted person maybe have crossed eyes, red rimmed and crusted swollen eyelids, but